Hey, good day, good day. Welcome to another episode of Rob Report. I'm your host, Robert Bob TV Brown. How you doing today? Well, look, it's been a tough 2020. The momentum was high when it came to those first few wins for the Bernie crats, for the Bernie people. Then all of a sudden, just like they did in the election of the DNC chair, how Keith Ellison was on a warpath, the progressive was almost in charge of running the DNC with the possibility of revamping it from the top. Can you see what was going on? I mean, come on, let's think about it. We have Bernie Sanders, who almost took half of, almost won that election. If it wasn't for the rigging, he would have run it. The movement was strong. The people were ready to rally out and fight for him to become the nominee. They were ready to riot in the streets, get beat up and thrown in jail. There was a real movement. He started a movement that really became a movement, even though he may have said that by happenstance, even though he may have said that to sound good and look good. Millions of people jumped on his movement, and they were willing to ride and die for Bernie Sanders. And a lot of people took him as the main reason for the ride or die. Then there were people like me. It was like, I'm riding down for that platform. I don't give a crap who is in charge. If you leading on that platform, I got you. I'm gonna ride and die for you because my kids need no-cost education, tuition-free education. Let me start with the no-cost, tuition-free education. Your kids need tuition-free. Why should you go in debt trying to pay for your child to get a higher education? It should be the American thing to do to make sure every child who qualifies, now that's the key word, we're not putting dummies in college when dummies can't even pass high school. They gotta pass high school before they can get into college. And even in the college, they have to be certain levels that they can enter in. But we should never deny a child an opportunity to get a higher education. Now, if you want to go to Ivy League school, you might have to come out of your pocket, but still there should be a system in place to help those who don't have the money to send their kids to Ivy League school. That was going on. Then you had the Medicare for All going on, and then he was trouncing Hillary Clinton. Now, why is Bernie Sanders not doing as much as he did with Hillary Clinton? Well, I think there's a couple of factors in the middle of that, which leads me to this mess, and I'm going to tie it in. First of all, people just didn't like Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton have not been seen as part of the Obama administration those first couple of years, yeah. But remember, she had a brain accident. She had to get some kind of brain work done, and she had to sit back and retire, but we know she was getting geared up for 2016. Unlike Joe Biden, who was the second man in charge side by side with Obama, when people see Biden, horrible as his voting record is, horrible as his past is, they don't see that. A lot of people never really knew who Biden was until Biden was picked as Obama's VP. And we already know why he was picked as Obama VP. It's not because it was Obama's buddy. It's not because they got this bromance together. It's because Obama could not win the Rust Belt without Joe Biden. And in the mindset of, and I hate to say it, in the eyesight of most, it's weird to say this, but a black man running the country and a white man who is pretty much Republican light being his VP is the smart thing to do politically and security wise. So if something was to happen to Obama, because we got some crazy nutwings out here that literally tried to do assassination attempts, they just didn't blow it up on TV, but there were quite a few people that wanted to assassinate Obama. That would have put Joe Biden in the place to take place of Obama. But then they begin to have this bromance on TV, Hollywood, cool thing to make y'all think that everything was all gravy with them. And Biden loves Obama and Obama loves Biden, and that may be true. But when you get to the record of Biden, you'll find out Biden has always been anti-black. He was anti-integration. His stories are fabricated. He used other people's speeches. He lied about being part of the civil rights movement. Then you come out finding videos where he finally confessed that I wasn't part of the civil rights movement, yet he still continued to go out and lie saying I was part of the civil rights movement. Then he ridiculed young people saying, oh, you think it's tough? Come on, we were part of the civil rights. You was not part of a civil rights movement, man. You're lying. And then he get on TV and lie, talking about he didn't try to cut Social Security. Let me tell you something, anytime you want to freeze Social Security until you can balance the budget, that is a cut. Freeze means you're not getting anything when you normally was getting it. That is not a cut. Now, what get this got to do with Tom Perez? Well, the Democratic Party, and I'm still trying to, and I usually ask people, why are you supporting this party? I don't support Democrats or Republicans. I support the individuals that may be in the party that's going to run close on that platform that I like, because I love the progressive platform. Not a Democratic platform. It's not a Republican platform. A progressive platform is a mindset for America. And if somebody is running on that platform, I'm riding and dying with them if they're committed to the platform. It wasn't about Bernie Sanders. It could be anybody. It could be Joe Republican. If he's running on that platform, I got his back. They can be from the Green Party. I got his back. They can be from the Fraud Party. I don't give a crap about that stuff. If you're running on policies that's going to lift up people who invested in this country with their tax dollars. See, that's what gets me when people saying, oh, you're trying to get a free ride and the government doesn't. There's no free ride, bruh. There is no free ride. The government been taking out our taxes far too long. Since you was 18 years old, probably before you were 18 years old, when you were working as a kid, they were taking tax out of your dollars and they were putting it into the government, and they were paying most of their checks. They were paying for their health care. It was paying for their food at the Senate hall, mess hall, whatever you want to call it. They never needed for anything. You made that happen for them, and they can't make it happen for you. They want to ridicule you because you got to go get food stamps. Really? You're going to ridicule me? You know how much money I invested in the food stamp program? I am due a return. I am due a return on my investment. So any of you Republicans coming out with that free ride, man, take that free ride and stick it up your butt, man. There's no such thing as a free ride because you paid the price into that system. And the reason you pay the price into the system is not so these bigwigs can live high on a hog and have things that you don't have. They got everything that you deserve. James Clyburn sat there and sold out black folks, sat there and endorsed Joe Biden without asking for something in exchange. You want power, Joe Biden? You want the black community to support you? What you gonna do for the black community? Because we are tired of supporting you guys for office and you never really come up with a black agenda. Are you gonna make it easy for us to get loans? Are you gonna make it easy for us to run our own businesses? Start our own businesses, be able to build and buy land like it's nothing. Do we still got to deal with that red tape? What about education? What about money to HBCUs, but not just HBCUs, but any other program? I believe in homeschooling. Are you going to help fund parents to teach their kids at home? Gave it up. Selling out black people, gave them the divorce endorsement. We're voting for them left and right and got nothing in return for it. And this is a guy who ain't gonna do nothing for you, never did nothing for you, but you think he's gonna do something for you because he was cool with Obama. Obama didn't do nothing for you, and he was a half black man. Just like Trump ain't gonna do nothing for you. Now I'm gonna talk about Trump in a second, because right now Trump is out-lefting the left, and he's a right-wing, extreme right-winger, and he's trying to put forth policies in this corona crisis that are downright Sandernistic. Now let's get into this thing. Tom Perez. The Obama let's make this clear. The Clintons don't run the Democratic Party no more. They're not the glitz and glamour of the Democratic Party anymore. It is the Obamas. Yeah, Michelle Obama and Barack Obama is the face of the Democratic Party. Now, honestly speaking, having black people as the face of the Democratic Party should be a good thing for black people if the Democratic Party and the face of the party really, really went to bat for black people. We're hailing them as the new Camelot. Jackie O and John F. Kennedy, that's what Barack Obama is and Michelle Obama is. And look, I got another, look, beautiful couple, love one another, love their kids. I love that. But let's get for real. You look at the policies of Obama, 25% great, 75% are horrible. And people don't want to really find, this is the biggest mistake of people in general who vote. They're too scared to really check the record of anybody. It's too much of a hassle. Oh, I just feel good about it, so I'm gonna vote. That's what plantation owners expect you to do. You realize back when the slaves were freed, most of the slaves never knew they were free. They continued to work another 10 years, another 20 years before they found out they were free. Why? Because they wanted them to feel comfortable, number one, being on the plantation. Oh, my slave owner ain't that bad. He's a good slave owner. Bro, he's still owning you as slaves. He's still owning you as slaves. And people, they try their best not to let slaves know that they were free. So you got people who are, like James Clyburn, which they call the House Negro, going around letting people know, look, you cool. Don't ask for nothing. Don't demand nothing. Don't push for nothing. We got to get this guy in office. And once he's in office, guess what? Don't ask for nothing. Don't push for nothing. And even if you did, it's not going to get done because you already done put me in now. And Joe Biden is not going to run for 8. He's not going to do 2 terms. He barely going to do 4. I believe he'll probably get 2 terms out of it. But he got some real cognitive issues that's going to really mess him up in the first 4 years if he make it through the general election with Trump, because Trump going to beat him upside the head with his horrible record. See, one thing about Trump is Trump don't give a crap. When Trump ran for the Republican primary, he didn't make any friends. And he had friends in the Republican Party. He had friends in the Democratic Party. He was giving plenty of money to both sides. But he didn't go around saying, Joe Biden is my good friend. Elizabeth Warren is my good friend. No, he came with the sword. He came with the sword, ready to chop people's heads off. You never heard Tulsi Gabbard saying he's my good friend. Now, I do jump on Tulsi Gabbard for now holding Joe Biden's feet to the fire when Kamala Harris exposed him of his record of hanging out with segregationists and being buddies and chum with white supremacists. And excited and proud that they call him boy instead of the N-word or NL. You know what NL is? Ninja lover. So the power of the Democratic Party right now is Barack Obama and Michelle Obama. Now, I'm trying to kind of calm myself down because this is serious business. And this deserves this deserves some real deal talking about. All right, so Obama willed the power for somebody to stop the progressive, Keith Ellison, from becoming the DNC chair. See, once you become the DNC chair, you become literally the second in power of the Democratic Party. Right now, we don't have a current president that's a Democrat, so there is no in-between between the DNC chair and the former president. So Barack Obama still willed the power to move and shake and make some moves within the Democratic Party. Clearly, Obama do not want progressives running the Democratic Party, primarily because he did so much work to get it to a certain level. He punked out in a lot of areas, especially when it comes from Medicare for all. He opted out with Mitt Romney Care, a Heritage Foundation Republican health-based program to appease to Republicans when we had the majority, when he could have went full Medicare for all. But no, because of his buddies in the insurance industry, his buddies in the big pharma industry, his buddies in the medical industry, well, you know, we got to come together. And me and Joe, we're going to work with Republicans. And look here. We're going to work with Democrats and Republicans to make sure healthcare is easy, accessible, and affordable. That's the American way. Easy, accessible, and affordable. That's a bull crap that Clyburn talked about. Here in these United States, the richest country in the freaking world, we're still trying to profit off people's sickness and health, what ends up being death. We're profiting off preventive medicine. We're profiting, insurance companies love it when people get sick because it justifies them paying that monthly payment every month. And instead of going all the way to eliminate that, like Great Britain, like Canada, like Australia, and any other freaking modern country, we give even billions of dollars to Israel, and they got no-cost education, and they got health care. We want to continue to profit. And that's one of my pet peeves with Obama. When he had the power to go all the way, he punked out. But yet, when we have the power to go all the way and take over the DNC, Obama make the phone calls to different people, pretty much put it out there that, look here, everybody need to rally around my man, my ace boom coon, Tom Perez, my former Secretary of Commerce. I think Commerce. Secretary of Labor. I want everybody to get around my good friend, my good pal, Tom Perez. Rally around him. We need to rig this to keep Ellison from being the nominee. And we're going to nominate Tom Perez. And because of the fear of the power that Barack Obama has, they all rallied around Tom Perez, who wasn't even really running, who really hasn't had a footing in this thing, came out of nowhere and defeated him, Keith Ellison, and they're going to give Keith Ellison a little, just, whoa, we got to appease to the power base of the progressive. We can't just, I can jerk them around and screw them, but hey, we still need them. That's why they kept Keith Ellison on as the so-called Coke. Barack Obama and the party elite have willing power. And if you don't do what they tell you to do, your career could be over with in the Democratic Party, because nobody will campaign for you. They'll shut down all your money coming into your campaign. Barack Obama will not campaign for you, and he'll tell other people not to campaign for you. You're pretty much toast. You can ask people like Ayanna Pressley. You can ask people like Nina Turner. And I can go on and on and on and on and on again about the people who wanted to run for office because the DCCC and the DNC had their chosen pick and told you we already got the person who we want to run. I know you want to run, but we want this person to run, so you have to sit this one out. I'm not sitting this one out. That's why, even though I don't agree with the philosophies of Justice Democrats and our revolution and things like that, I'm glad they're there, because when we need somebody to run against these corporate-centric or this Democratic Party hand-picked people, not people picked, but the party picked, they still can go somewhere and challenge them. And that's why we got the AOCs, the Toledo Rashid. That's why we got the Ilhan Omar. That's how we got all these people, because when the Democratic Party rejected them, the DCCC said we're not going to fund them. We had an organization that was willing to back them up to run anyway, and they won. That power needs to stay in base, regardless whether Bernie win or not, or concede or not, or whatever. That needs to stay in place. Because the Barack Obamas in the world will rally around who they want to pick for president and not you. And yes, they do have the power to manipulate the system. They have the power because they run the states. They have the power to run the state DNC chair. You got to understand, Tom Perez run the National Democratic National Committee, the Democratic National Committee. And then you got your state-ran committees that he runs. So if they're going to do it on a national level, they're going to do it on a statewide level. We can take delegates away from you. We can fine you. We can shut money down from coming to your state if you don't do it our way. They're also working hand in hand with the people in the polling places, in the voting register. So you can't tell me they can't rig this thing, and you can't tell me they're not. You have no proof. All I can tell you that these machines are very hackable, and the person that you think winning may not be winning. It could be hacking to make you think they're winning. How in the world are you going to go in states and you're going to win in a big margin? You never really visit that state. And the exit poll saying you're not winning that state, but yet a day before they're calling you that you won that state, a day before the election date. Because it is a rigged system and the computers can be hacked. And that's why I've been saying y'all need to get your butts off these computers and go back to paper ballots, because you can't trust it. But some of you people said because it's your guy winning, you'll say, no, it's not the computer. No, I don't care if it's Bernie Sanders. I don't care if it's Jesus Christ himself. And I love me some Jesus. I still don't trust them freaking computers. I know you secular people out there, here you go talking about that Jesus. That's my thing, okay? Don't worry about it. Let it slide. Let it go out the other ear. Don't worry about me and what I got going on. You worry about you, okay? What sickens me is Tom Perez, Obama's handpicked man to run the DNC chair, has been the most horrible DNC chair in history. Now, I give Debbie Watcher, man, she sucks, her credit, because she is a Clinton suck-up. The reason she sucks up to the Clintons is because she wanted to work in the Clinton administration. What is Tom Perez's excuse? I really don't know. What is Tom Perez's excuse for kissing the butt of Barack Obama so hard? Now, here's my prediction for the end of this election cycle. Tom Perez is going to have to step out. Either the progressives are going to be calling for him to step off. The Democratic Party will probably tell him, like, look, Tom, you did your job. We got Biden in office. Your job is done. Let's get a new DNC chair. And that DNC chair is going to be Pete Buttigieg, because Pete Buttigieg what actually ran for that seat, and they didn't give him a shot either. He was done. But Tom Perez did his job. His job was the same job for Obama did for Keith Ellison. The job is always for the Democratic Party to stop the progressive and embrace and hold up the moderate. No matter how horrible he is, no matter how horrible their record are, no matter whether they can remember what town they're in or not, our job is to get that person to the goal line and pressure the people who we just screwed to join us. Because I continue to think that Donald Trump is a pathological liar. So is Joe Biden. A bigot. So is Joe Biden. And we have the record to prove it. So is Joe Biden. Now, you know me, I'm not the one to tell you who to vote for. If you want to vote for a lying bigot, go ahead. But don't expect me to vote for lying bigots. I'm a black man. I'm not going to vote somebody into that office of power, not Trump or Biden. Well, if you gotta vote for one of them. No, I don't. You probably figure you got to. I'm like Pontius Pilate. Bruh, y'all chose to kill this man. Y'all chose this particular holiday. I have to succumb to the holiday. I don't want to kill this guy. I don't want to let this guy, look, that's up to y'all. If y'all choose, I'll wash my hand. Y'all did this. I ain't do it. This blood is on y'all hands. So if you want to choose a bigot lying, well, we'll rather have our version of a bigot lying racist than the Republican version. I don't want no version of a bigot lying racist. But how can you say that Joe Biden is a racist? Because his record says it. You know them by their fruits. I'm like, Rod, why you keep giving up Bible verses? Because some of these Bible verses are true. I'm not asking you to be, convert. I'm just saying spiritual principles have its place. You know a person by his fruits. All throughout his career, Joe Biden has been doing bigoted policies, not civil rights, not freedom liberating policies. These are bigoted policies of Joe Biden. And he don't repent for it. He takes pride in it. He haven't apologized for Anita Hill, and whatever little apology that somebody had to kind of pressure him to do was lame, and it wasn't genuine. He treated Anita Hill like trash, a black woman like trash, when she tried to say, look, this guy tried to take advantage of me. Sided with the Republicans. And that's what Joe Biden do. He side with the Republicans. Now I'm going to do a series telling you how Joe Biden is a bigger threat than Donald Trump. Don't get me wrong, Donald Trump is a threat. But I continue to believe Donald Trump is so numb nut and dim-witted that he can't really push policies. Because the Democratic Party is going to block it. And the only reason Republicans side with Donald Trump is because they fear Donald Trump base may primary somebody against them. They only serve Donald Trump as fear. But you can get more done out of freedom, more done out of friendship than anything. See, Biden has that relationship with Democrats and Republicans that he can get things done, but according to the record, there's never been something that's going to lift people up. It's always something that's going to tear somebody down somewhere. Now, getting to Tom Perez. It is my opinion, after this week, Tom Perez should be locked up and thrown in jail. And anybody who tried to push, get out and vote this week, including your boy Joe Biden. And if Bernie Sanders said it, they should be locked up and in jail. And there's a pandemic going on, an easy transmittable disease. Now, you got to go out and do your thing, and you got to do whatever you can to keep the social distance, but telling people to go out and vote in an area where there's a lot of people waiting in line, that's not social distancing. For you to encourage somebody to go out there and vote and going to try to blame it on the states. Well, the state said it's okay. No, the CDC said it's not okay. And the president said it's not okay. Well, his people went out and voted. Yeah, they did. They voted for him overwhelmingly. But you got to understand, Donald Trump clinched his nomination before yesterday's vote. He clinched it. He went across his threshold. The Republicans are heavily pushing him. You're not getting none of his base. Forget about it. And if you're not getting independents and you're not going to get some of Bernie Sanders people, you ain't winning. The only thing that could cause Donald Trump to lose this race right now is not Joe Biden becoming the nominee. It's the fact how he handled this crisis. And right now, by him going to the right, to the left, then most of these Democrats talking about giving checks out, talking about, we're not going to charge you anything to get better and all these things if you catch the virus. And if he come out of this thing turning a bad situation into a good situation, he's going to get a lot of people high-fiving him. His popularity is going to go up. Joe Biden, at the end of his victory speech, had a brain fart again. His wife had to pull him out of it. It's that granddaddy who just don't want to give up the keys. He know he's too old to drive. No, granddad, I love you, but I'm going to have to drive you this day forward. Are you trying to get my car? I don't want your car. The point is, if you get in the car right now, you'll leave your keys. You're probably, Grandpa, you're 95 years old right now, and you're not at that level anymore. Let me help you, Grandpa. Any way you want to go, I'll take you. That's what we got with Joe Biden. So anybody who tried to promote people to go out, Tom Perez could have said, look, we're going to freeze this thing for the next 90 days. There will be no more voting until then. Even if we have to rally everybody in the states that got votes coming up in the next 90 days, we're going to make it one big voting day. We're going to make up for this, for the safety of the voters, for the safety of the American people, and for the safety of our elections, because computer machines are your worst nightmares. They can be hackable. And look, let me give you my testimony. When I went to vote in 2016, of course, I voted for Bernie Sanders because of the policies. When I tried to put my paper in, it didn't go through. So I tried to put it in again, it didn't go through. So I called the lady over, she hit some kind of button, I put it in and went through. Now, how do I know for my one vote for Bernie Sanders, those other two didn't go for Hillary Clinton? I don't know. And if it happened to you, you don't know. And the only way we can do something about it is if they call for an investigation. But no, Bernie, in order to call for an investigation, you got to assume that there was a crime taking place. And Bernie Sanders knew, the exit polls showed it, that there was crimes being taken place in the polling areas all across America, and he didn't want to say anything about it. Punked out. The Democratic Party pulled his chain. And he said, and the only people who really said something about that is Tulsi Gabbard, Tim Canova, and Jared Beck. Black people wasn't saying nothing about it. Bernie Sanders supporters were saying something about it. Of course, the Democratic elite ain't going to say nothing about it because they're the one doing the rigging. And now we got the same thing going on. These machines. You honestly believe that Joe Biden has that kind of power that he don't have to show up in the state and he win? Well, how come we didn't have those powers in the first 4 states? There's a whole lot of rigging going on, and nobody wants to face the fact that could be true, it could be false. But you can't go around saying that there's no rigging. How in the hell you know? There's everything that says there's some rigging going on. The exit polling, people complain at the polling station, I can go on and on and on. And Tom Perez trying to do whatever he can to get Joe Biden across the finish line in delegate counts. He's going to push elderly people who know that the elderly people suffer from this virus more than anybody. Mainly those who have respiratory issues, like I can't even say it, COP, bronchitis, extreme asthma issues, heart disease, lung disease. These people still going to try to go out and vote. Instead of postponing it for 90 days and do a mass voting day where people can bring their paper ballots in, or people can mail in their paper ballots and count those, which is more credible than a machine. He tells people to go out and vote. Well, the states say it's okay to go out and vote. Well, Ohio said it wasn't okay. So they postponed it. And you know what Tom Perez did? He said, if you don't allow these people to go ahead and vote in this pandemic, we're going to take away your delegates. We're going to fine the states. So you're going to punish the states because they want to make sure their citizens are safe and sound. Now I'm going to show you videos of what Tom Perez, his initiation of go out and vote, with Biden backing them up with go out and vote for me, instead of saying, being a leader saying, look, we can't have this. I know it's important to vote, so we are going to vote, but what we're going to have to do is going to vote safely. Let's go ahead and postpone this thing for 90 days. That'll give me a lot of time. That'll give me the opportunity to send y'all provisional ballots, mail-in ballots. You vote in on your ballots, you send it in. Paper ballots are more accountable than electronic ballots anyway. He don't want to do that because paper ballots are their weaknesses. See, one of the things that caused Bernie Sanders to look like he's losing is oftentimes these provisional ballots, these paper ballots, whatever kind of paper documented ballot that comes, oftentimes get thrown in the trash, get shredded, never get counted. It happened here in New York and Brooklyn. Then people get thrown off the voters' roll. Y'all don't understand how horrible this is, that this man, whom Barack Obama put in the DNC, when the people wanted Keith Ellison, Barack Obama wanted his boy to run this thing because he got his hand up his behind like he's Elmo. Yeah, Tom Perez is literally Elmo for Obama. I'll do anything for Elmo. I'll do anything for Obama. Yeah. This man is going to order people to go out and vote anyway in a pandemic, when all he had to do is say, we're going to push it back 90 days. We're going to send everybody paper ballots. You're going to vote on those paper ballots, mail it to us, and we mail it to your local voting place, and they'll count it, and we'll determine the winner from there. No, he sends people out to risk their lives, catch corona, and some of them going to die as a result of it. I'm telling you now, because the ratio is just like that. People are going out here. I mean, and look, I could possibly see you risking your life to get Trump out of office, since the #1 goal is to get Trump out of office. But no, Tom Perez initiating this thing is, we need you to go out there and risk your life to keep Bernie Sanders from winning, because we need Joe Biden to win, because we don't want socialism to be a part of our American society. In other words, we don't want programs that's going to help you out to be part of our American society. So get your butt out there and get out there and vote to put in these corporate politicians that's going to cater to corporations like Boeing and Radion and all these companies. We got to stop this person that's going to look out for you. And we got to put in somebody that's going to look out for our donors. And yeah, we want you to risk your life. And yeah, it's worth dying for. Tom Perez, look at that face. This guy looked just like the Crypt Keeper from Tales from the Crypt. And that's exactly what he's doing right now. This guy need to resign. And honestly, he need to be arrested and prosecuted. Anybody who died as a result of going out to the polls this yesterday, he should be charged for it. Well, they make up their own mind to go. No. People are easily influenced. If Charles Manson can go to jail for telling somebody, quote unquote, telling somebody to go kill somebody, why Tom Perez can't go to jail for telling people to go out there and risk killing themselves? See, social distancing is a good thing. They're not telling you to imprison yourself. Go out only when you need to go pick up some food items, pick up some cleaning items. Maybe you have to wash your clothes or something like that. But don't be casually going out to hang out. And yes, voting is important. But see, when you're doing the normal casual things that you need to do, you're not really putting yourself in a position where you're going to be surrounding yourself for 1, 2, 3 hours in a line among 50 people or 100 people or 1,000 people waiting to go vote. And oftentimes you can be in one room with 100 people and you don't know who in that room got that virus. And you're going into these electronic booths that they don't have enough hand sanitizer, they don't have enough wipes to wipe that booth down, and you going in there with risking your life trying to vote for somebody for office. You don't know who been in that booth, who coughed in that booth. You don't know that. Some of these polling stations didn't have no sanitizer. They had one bottle of hand sanitizer and one thing of hand wipes. And that was for the worker to continue to wipe. And by the time they got in the third hour of each person voting, they ran out of wipes. And you tell me where you're going to get some wipes at right now. That quick. This pisses me off, man. I want you to take a look at this line of people going voting. Give me a moment. You see that line right there? Now these are people waiting to vote. You got some young, you got some old, you got black, you got all colors. Now, can you tell me, is this social distancing? When I go outside, I'm not getting nowhere near you. I can holler at you across the street. If you come in my way, I'm going to the other side. If you're in front of me, you're going to be way in front of me because I'm not walking up behind you. You see this picture right here? This is from the BOBTV Facebook group. Nobody got on gloves. I see a couple people. I see one guy with a mask. And we're looking at 20 people standing with their paper to go vote. And I only see one person with a freaking mask on. See, in my household, we keep masks and we keep gloves. And there's usually one glove and one mask because the goal is not to keep going in and out the house. Go out one time, get what you need to get done, and come back. So you only need one glove, one mask. In this situation right here, there should have been gloves and masks. Now I know this is going to take some time because I'm going to talk about this thing because this is risking people's lives, man. My mom lived in Florida. She had risked. I had to get on my mom about going out and vote. I like, Mom, I know you want to go out and vote, but make sure you maxed up and make sure you got wipes and make sure you got gloves. I don't want you going in there catching that. My mom is of age. Just make sure you got your stuff. Now you look at this picture, this long line in a building, not outside, not where there's good ventilation, not where there's air. Inside, there's one room, all these people, no mask. One person with a mask. No, I see two, him and his girlfriend. All right, let's up it, 2. Guys, this is dangerous. This is extremely dangerous. I hate we're in this period where we can't do what we normally do, but the CDC said, look, you can't be having this. This should have been stopped. This should have been postponed to at least 90 days, and every citizen that's registered to vote should have been handed out a ballot, a paper ballot to mail in. to mail in. Certified mail if you have to, but to mail in. Let's go to the next picture. Do I got another picture up here? Should. Go to the next picture. Look at this. This is a basement. No windows. Poor air circulation. And how many people in this crowd? You see some kids here. Children. People waiting in this line, going wrapped around in a circle. Can you honestly tell me one or two people in this crowd didn't cough on somebody? I don't see nobody with a mask. I don't see nobody with a rubber glove. This is extremely dangerous. But no, we got to press through. It's our democratic right. It's our right as American citizens to vote. Nobody telling you not to vote. You should vote. Nobody telling you shouldn't vote in your state. Every state should vote. But it doesn't mean every state need to vote right now at this point in time when we know we need to bring that level down in that they talk about. We need to bring that peak down. We need to level off this ability to people catch this virus. You think this is helping to level off? No, this is not helping to level off. Tom Perez and Joe Biden encouraged this. And maybe Bernie Sanders did. And if Bernie Sanders did, he's at fault too. But I'm quite sure, I think I heard when he did his emergency address that, look, I can't tell you what to do, but I suggest you stay home. I'm not suggesting you go out there and wait in line. See, again, nobody's saying you can't go outside. Nobody's saying that you got to live your life as a hermit. Nobody's saying you got, because I be catching cabin fever myself. I got to go for a walk around the corner, but I got my plan of not keeping my social distancing. I'm not getting nowhere near you, especially if I don't know you. I'm going to treat you like you about to rob me, bro. I don't know you. I don't trust you. I don't know. I walk by you, you might cough on me, and I'm like, oh, God, what you do? No, I'm not going to give you that chance. And just because somebody coughed don't mean they got that virus. Coughing is normal. People cough. You know, but first thing in your mind is, oh, he done coughed on me. Oh, I got it. Don't mean you got it. But still, you want to put yourself in a position that somebody can give it to you. So you put yourself in a position where they can't give it to you. Let me tell you something. One of the reasons why I stay pretty much to myself and I'm celibate, because I don't trust some of these girls out here, man. Hey, look, you can strap it up all you want, bro. That thing busts, man. Then you're gonna be, oh God, oh, I don't know her. So I keep it solid, man. I mean, look, it's rough on me, man, because I ain't a bad looking dude. It's rough on me. It's rough on me because I get them, man. At my old age of 51, I could pull some women in their 30s and 40s, man. I'm not bragging, and some of these women are just as thirsty as men. But I'm not going there with you, sister, because I don't know you like that. And that's how I treat these people on the streets. I could say hello to you across the street, but I'm not walking up to you saying hello. I'm not getting close to you at this moment. Sorry, we're going to have to wait a little while. And that's just how I treat some of these ladies. Now, I'm not getting that close to you. That's always been my philosophy. I'm not getting close to you right away. I got to wait a while and get to know you. Then maybe one day we can do the tango. Other than that, we ain't tangoing. I don't care how fine you are, and good Lord God, girl, you fine. I ain't, nah. Don't put yourself in that position. This is horrible. Nobody in here got a mask. Nobody in here got a glove from what I see, you know, and it's poor ventilation. But the Democratic National Committee and their pick for to run in this election encourage people to go out there and risk catching a disease and possibly dying. to get their man over the hump, to stop the socialists. Let's go to another one. That's right, I got a Facebook group, so go check it out, okay? All right. This is one of a voting area. I think this was, I don't know what city. This was in Chicago, I believe. All right, now you see predominantly black, predominantly older people in here. You got some younger people in here, but most of them predominantly black. See this sister leaning over something with her phone out. Everybody got their phone out. I think one person right here has a mask on. Maybe this brother way in the back got a mask on. But this is a video, so let's go through this video and take a look at this. You see that? Let's go back. Let's rewind that. And this is why I call Joe Biden a bigot. Because he know the people who usually go out and vote for the Democrats in the high 90s and high 90s are black people. We beat out Latinos. We beat out white people. We beat out the soccer moms. We beat out white males. It's always the black male and the black female, usually 45 and up, that's going to carry the torch for a corporatist like Joe Biden. And one of the reasons why we're carrying the torch is because we got this false image of who Joe Biden is. We see this cool guy that was with the president, and that's the guy who you want. We don't see the racist record of Joe Biden. Don't understand this guy is really a racist that cloaked himself behind Barack Obama. And his record prove it. And I know some of you guys get mad at me because I say that, and I tell you, go look at the record. I'm not going to say anything. I mean, I'm not going to call nobody a bigot unless he call you the N-word, but a real bigot ain't going to show themselves to be a bigot out in front of everybody. It's too obvious. The bigots that make moves to hurt communities are the ones that you think are your best friends. Yet while you are walking side by side with them, they're looking forward to pushing you up a little bit so they can stab you in the back. And if you look at Joe Biden's record, challenge me on the record. I dare you. Challenge me and tell me it's not true. Here we are. We got 99%. Let me go back. Might be one Latino in here, but most of these people in this room going here to vote with no kind of protection on. None. You don't see any wipes. You don't see any hand sanitizer. You don't see any soap in this place. These people are waiting here to vote. You see one sister right here with a mask. Like I said, the other brother probably got, but most of these people in here, black people, no whites. Let me see. Let me go back. I might be wrong. All black people. None. None. This is crazy. This is crazy. Now, you can't tell me that none of these people can't say they don't have it. Too many people in this room. And the risk of getting it is huge. One brother over here in the black jacket, one sister over here in the red pants, and maybe the brother way back here in the bus probably got a mask. The rest of them don't have anything on. Man, I'm going in there. I'm going to have a bandana on my face. It look like I'm robbing y'all, but I'm covering my face if I'm going in a closed place like this. And I'm keeping plenty of hand sanitizer on me. That's if I don't have a glove. Everybody can't get gloves. I am today. I'm about to go on Amazon and order me some gloves. But let's keep going. And this is shameful. This is disgusting. The majority of people we just saw primarily was Latinos and blacks. We're going to continue to look at it. Let's watch this one. This is a long line to go vote. Let me see if I can open this. There we go. Let me start this again. These are people waiting to go vote yesterday. There's a freaking pandemic going on. People are catching this thing left and right because they're not following the rules. They already said you got to do social distancing. Your local state governor or even your city mayor done told you, I don't want you gathering around 50s of 20. And here it is, this long line of probably hundreds to vote. That is not social distancing. That is risking your life. Go to another one. Listen to what this lady said. My computer bugging. All right, hang in there with me, guys. Computer acting up. I mean, this is crazy. Somebody should be shouting out Tom Perez. I mean, I went to his Twitter account and people are lambasting him, man. They slicing and dicing him, and they should. This guy need to be in jail, man. I don't see him no different from freaking Charles Manson. Charles Manson ain't never killed anybody. He only ordered people to get killed. And Tom Perez and Joe Biden push people to go out there and vote when this thing should have been canceled. Listen to this sister.
For voting. There are senior citizens sitting in there. They've been there 2 to 3 hours waiting. There are too many people.
All right, let's rewind it.
Branch for voting. There are senior citizens sitting in there. They've been there 2 to 3 hours waiting. There are too many people smashed together in there. It's too close in there. They're talking about all of this. What's wrong? It's taking too long. And I mean, I've been standing out here an hour myself. Too many people in there. None of the senior citizens are being waited on. They're just sitting there and waiting. And a lot of people are leaving. They're not voting because they're having to wait so long. So they're leaving this poll. What is the matter? Supposed to be that maybe 30-minute wait, 2 to 3 hours wait. Something is wrong. Somebody needs to do something.
Sister, there's nothing wrong. This is part of the Democratic strategy because they have their chosen one that they want to pick, and they know a certain demographic will favor that certain chosen one. Let me bring myself up for a second. Nothing wrong. The Democratic Party know exactly what they're doing. They want to suppress the vote. They want to make sure there's no polling station near any university or college. They want to make sure it's way in town, away from anything that got something to do with youth, something to do with Latinos. And they want to make sure that even the areas where there's highly populated older black people or senior citizens, that they close the polling station where they can't get out that much. Because all this helps toward their agenda, their cause, their purpose, their mandate, because they want to put their thumb on the scale on who gets to be the nominee. They're going to always be that way. So that's why I understand why people want to stay in their party. I know, you want to stay in because you want to change things in the party. They don't want change, and they're going to fight you. And they're going to knock you out because you stay in the change. But I'm not done. Let's continue. There's more.
I'm a student election. I'm at the 44th Ward, 33rd Precinct, and we share this space with the 15th Precinct. As you can see, they have all.
All right, so this sister is saying something. Let me rewind and go back.
Rebecca, I'm 16 years old. I'm a student election judge. I'm at the 44th Ward, 33rd.
I'm not hearing nothing.
And we share this space with the 15th Precinct. As you can see, they have all of their lovely election supplies. We have none. Rebecca, I'm 16 years old. I'm a student election judge. I'm at the 44th Ward, 33rd Precinct, and we share this space with the 15th Precinct. As you can see, they have all of their lovely election supplies. We have none. We've been waiting for it since before 5 a.m. It usually comes the night before. We didn't get any of it. So basically for the past 13 and a half hours, we've had to turn away voters and send them to a really overcrowded, super polling place right now.
Now, did you hear that? She said they have no supplies. Those people have supplies. She don't have no supplies. She is supposed to be a poll watcher or election integritist or something like that. She said she had to turn away people from that particular polling station and send them to another polling station that's usually overcrowded where the lines are already 3-4 hours long. Now you tell me what elderly person is going to sit there in line for 3-4 hours, especially when you may be on a rollator, you may be on may have crutches, you may, or you, even if you're healthy, you want to you're going to stand out there 4 hours. There's no seating. You're not inside where there's seats where you wait like the DMV. You're literally outside. And then not only that, you still got to deal with the people outside that may spread this virus to you because you're in an area where there's a lot of people at one time for hours. For hours. You can't tell me you got a line of about 200 people going around in a circle that not one of those 200 people may not have this virus. That not many people in this line that's going around the block, nobody's going to cough. I'm trying to understand, man, what the hell is wrong with Tom Perez as the DNC chairman, and what the hell is wrong with these presidential candidates encouraging people to go out and vote for them when this thing should have been delayed at least 90 days and given paper ballots. I'm not that interested in you guys anyway. You already got to get me to come out and vote for you because you're not offering nothing to the American people. I seen your freaking platform. Your platform is nothing. We just need to get rid of this guy. But once we get rid of this guy, I ain't got nothing for you. So bad enough you got this BS strategy of trying to become the president of any blue will do. You're encouraging people to go out and vote for you, risking their lives. And what are you going to do for them? What are you going to do for them? Are you going to give them universal health care? Are you going to give them Medicare for all? No, as soon as it hit my desk, if it actually passed, if it can get past the Senate, soon as it hit my desk, I'm going to veto it. You sound just like freaking Trump. You telling these people to go out there and risk their life catching some kind of disease that we haven't even found a cure for. We're testing vaccines for it. I believe it's not going to be that long before we get something like that. But who knows what's going to happen in between them. And then you're going to tell me once they risk their lives, end up being in a hospital, they make you the president. I don't care if you're Bernie Sanders, Joe Biden, or Joe Blow. Once you get in office, you're going to deny them Medicare for all and they risk their lives trying to vote for you? People, I don't understand. What is it with y'all and these? Oh, I got to get them in office. They're going to look out for me. Oh, the reason you put people in positions of power is because you put them there to work for you. For you. Why are you putting people in office that's not going to work for you? That has a history of not working for you. That's what I'm saying. What makes you think they're going to change now? That has a history of working against you. This is to my black people. Why are you voting for people that got a history of working against you? Trump ain't doing nothing for you. Joe Biden's record ain't did nothing for you. Hillary Clinton ain't never did nothing for you. I can even say Bernie Sanders have done some things for you, but still not enough. Barack Obama didn't do nothing for you. And you put them in office and you are paying their salary. When are you going to hold them accountable before the vote? When are you going to push them to your demands? See, that's what Martin Luther King did. Martin Luther King said, look, I got a coalition. My coalition has the power to vote your butt in office. And if you don't give us what we want, civil rights, immigrant reform, allowing the ability for immigrants to come into this country, especially those from the Indies, West Indies, make it easier for them. If you don't vote for us, if you don't put our policies in place, our demands in place, kiss my behind, you're not getting my vote. What happened to our courage for that? No. We get into fear. We allow them to scare us into voting for them. How far you think, how long are you going to keep being played for a freaking fool? If anything, you need to scare them. You need to tell them, look, if you don't make demands, if you don't answer our demands like we used to do, then you won't be president. Yeah, but what about that other guy? I'm telling them the same thing. I ain't got to vote for neither one of y'all. I'll find somebody who will, and we'll put our efforts behind him. In other words, you ain't got nothing for us, get out my face. Hear this young lady saying we had to turn people away. That is called voter suppression. That is called rigging the election. How come she ain't got enough supplies to service these people so they can vote? And why are there still electronic machines back there in the background when we need to move back to paper ballots? That thing can be rigged. They already done showed multiple times at HackerCon, whatever they call it, where they teach people how to hack. 13-year-olds hacking into these election computers and changing the results. But y'all think, oh, this can't happen. All right, we got one more video and I'm done. People, 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 people. My brothers and my sisters. You got to take your elections more serious. Here's another video of a line going around the block so people can get in here and vote. I'm going to call this video, Kill Yourself to Vote. Because ultimately, even though I do blame Tom Perez and all these politicians telling you to go out there and vote when there's a pandemic and they're telling you not to get around a bunch of people at one time, that is not good for you. When they already told you it's the elderly people that can succumb to this stuff if they got these conditions, these physical conditions. Why are you going around a bunch of people? Now, if I can see there's a place, okay, you can walk in, we're going to send one person in at a, no, that's not happening with elections. That's why I said he should have postponed this thing, handed out paper ballots to everybody, and allowed them the opportunity to mail it into their local election facilities and let them count them up from there. But no. All right, so I'm almost done with this thing. Let's take a look at this and one more time. Give me a moment. That's right. All right, now look. I'm gonna close this. I'm done. This is so important. That we don't allow our election officials to control us, to use us, to abuse us. It is so important. I'm not going out there risking my life getting in a long line to vote. And yes, it could be hurt. It could hurt the person who I believe should win this election. But bruh, I ain't dying for y'all. I'm not putting my health at risk for any one of y'all. Y'all don't know me and haven't done nothing for me lately. Call me Janet Jackson. What have you done for me lately that warrants me to go out there and risk my life to vote for you? Nothing. Well, we'll promise to do so. No promises. Your promises are nothing. You've been promising us for 20, 30 years. No. And I don't suggest nobody to go out there. Don't risk your life. Now, we all free moral agents. You all make your own decision. But I would tell you, until they can get this thing leveled off, I wouldn't go out there and vote. I don't care it don't matter who it benefits. It doesn't matter. I don't care whether it benefits Bernie Sanders or Joe Biden. I don't care about that. At the end of the day, those two people don't know me and they ain't gonna do nothing for me. One do want to put in policies that's gonna help me if I did get the virus, which I'm planning on getting. One said he'll veto the bill if it hit the table. This thing should have been postponed for at least 90 days. Paper ballots should have been mailed out. It should have been able to mail it free of charge back to that department, and there should have been people on both sides counting those ballots on the day of voting, on election day. You pull them all out, have security watch them, and on election day, you pull them all out and get the counting. And you don't risk people's lives to vote. Tom Perez, Joe Biden, and anybody else who encourage people to get out there and vote in a pandemic are murderers in my book. If these people catch the disease, it's your fault. Yours. They take blame because they shouldn't listen to you. Number two, you take the blame because you told them to do it. And number three, if any of them die, you should be charged and found guilty and locked up for the rest of your life. I'm pro-life, so I'm not going to say you should get the electric chair or the gas chamber, but you should be in jail for the rest of your life. You, Joe Biden, and anybody else who told people to go out there and risk their life to vote. Kill yourself to get us votes. Nah, you need to kill yourself if you telling me to go kill myself to vote for the person you want to get in office so you can try to defeat Trump. Forget you, forget Trump, forget Joe, forget Bernie Sanders, forget anybody who's going to encourage me to go out there and stand in a long line or encourage me to stand in a building with over 100 people for 3 hours to go vote. Kill yourself. I'm not doing it. You do it. Folks, y'all need to push back on your politicians. Look, it's not like you can't really get at them. They got Twitter accounts. You can get at them on Twitter. You can get them at them on their Facebook group. You can go to their local office. Man, I'm always in Albany getting in the face of politicians. Always. And when a bunch of you get at them at the same time, it hurts. If I find out one person died as a result of him telling people to go out there and vote yesterday, and they risk their lives going out there catching that virus, and they catch the virus and die, I'm calling him a murderer. Because you encourage somebody to risk their lives to die. A polling place is not the opposite of social gathering. You're not going to catch me at church right now. I love my church. But you're not going to catch me at church because there's going to be at least 50 plus people now. No, you're not going to catch me at my church. You're not going to catch me at anywhere. And even, I can understand people got to work, pay the bills. But even then, if I was back at my old job, GCS, man, I'll be sitting far away from people. My desk would be wiped down and my headphones wiped down. I don't want to be around nobody. I need at least people five seats away from me. And nobody in front of me. And nobody in the next two desks next to me. I'm practicing social distance. I got people who I love here. But I stay in my room and only come out when I have to come out. Because I'm practicing social distance. I mean, you may be married. You got your spouse there. Sometimes y'all gonna, it's, I mean, y'all go downstairs, take a shower together. You get the antibacterial soap and get your groove on. But, but I'm not risking my life. Tom Perez is the crypt keeper. He's literally doing what the crypt keepers do. The crypt keeper is keeping the crypt. He's encouraging primarily elderly black people to risk their lives to get out there and vote for him because that's his demographic. You look at the latest polling, he's losing among everybody 45 and under. Problem is, they're trying to tell us 45 and under didn't get out to vote. That's hard for me to believe when the exit poll shows different. The exit poll shows that 45 and under is out there voting. But the actual ballots is showing 45 and under is not voting. That's a recipe for rigging. There's some cheating going on. And then on top of this, you're trying to make sure your numbers are getting up by encouraging black people to get out there and risk their lives to die to vote. You're putting my people, you're telling them it's no more than majority of my people going out there and fight a war for white society who's trying to dominate the world. I'm done, man. I'm done. Guys, get at these people. Call them for what they are. If somebody die, somebody catch this virus, let me put it this way. If you know somebody who went out to vote and they caught this virus, if you know them personally, I want to do a Skype interview live on this show Saturday night, 11 o'clock, Sunday night, 11. I don't do interviews on the show, but this particular one really irks me. If you know somebody who caught that virus voting, let me know. And if you know somebody who's actually having a hard time because of it, you let me know. This is very shameful. Very shameful. And you want me to join you and your party to be a part of your agenda, a murderous agenda, a rigging, crooked, foul play, thumb on the scale party. Your party didn't get better in the last 4 years. It got worse. And if 13 million of us left the party as a result of 26, what do you think is going to happen to the people who leave if Joe Biden is the nominee? Thank God Bernie Sanders not quitting. Because the coronavirus is going around and because it can't get anybody, it is imperative that Bernie Sanders stay in this to the end. But we don't know if Joe Biden may get it. It is imperative that Tulsi Gabbard don't quit. We don't know if Joe Biden or Bernie Sanders may get it. Anyway, guys, I'm done. Here's business. The DNC ought to be ashamed of themselves. Tom Perez ought to be ashamed of himself. And if Obama encouraged it, he ought to be ashamed of himself. And if Joe Biden's encouraged this, he ought to be ashamed of himself. And anybody who pushed this narrative to get people out to vote, if somebody die as a result of it, you should be charged for it. I'm Robert Brown with the Rob Report. I'll holler at you later. Peace.